Going to be looking at a book that I think some of you guys probably have not read before. It's funny, whenever I talk to people about this book, they think it's so cute and they love it, but it's just not a very well known book. So I wanted to make sure to read that to you guys over these weeks of virtual learning. So this week, we are going to be talking about making predictions. And a prediction is a good guess that you can make while you are reading based on clues from the text or the illustrations. Now, when you make a prediction, you use text evidence. So, we've talked about that a lot this year. So, using the author's words to prove a point. And your schema. Everybody say schema. Awesome job. Does anybody know what schema might mean? We've talked about it briefly this year. Any guesses? Okay, schema is basically all of the knowledge that you already know. Things that are already stored in your brain because of past experiences. Now, you're going to be using text evidence and your own schema, which remember is different than anybody else's, to guess something about the story. Now, I'm going to tell you Mr. Cantrell and I, once all of this is over and everybody's feeling better again, we're going to be going to the beach. And I'll tell you, I already have my beach bag packed. Can you guys make any predictions about what I have in my own beach bag? Go ahead and pause the video and write some down. Excellent. So let me go ahead and tell you what's in my bag. I absolutely have some sunscreen, and I want to make sure that I have 50 SPF or more so that I'm taking care of my skin. Let's see what else I have in here. I have a towel to lay down on the sand, a hat to protect my face from the sun rays, and then I typically have a water bottle. And then I have a little baggie for extra snacks so that we can stay out at the beach all day. What are some things that you guys take to the beach with you? If you want to, you can make a post on Seesaw and you can upload that. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about our story. Our story for the week is called Charlotte and the Rock, and it's written by Stephen W. Martin. Raise your hand if you've heard this story before. Okay, all right, so I see, again, not many people have. In this story, we are going to be making some predictions together. There is going to be one very big surprise in this story, and I can't wait for you to make predictions in order to figure out what it is. Here we go. Charlotte and the Rock. Okay, here she is. Charlotte Gray wanted a pet. So look at all of the different animals that she is trying to look at the pet shop. I see mice, cats, dogs, frogs. We'll have to see what she gets. She didn't care what kind of pet. A dog, a cat, a hamster, or even a pig would do. So, on her 6th birthday, Charlotte's parents bought her. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and write down your predictions for what you think Charlotte's parents bought for her birthday. All right, let's see what they bought her. A pet rock! So look at mom and dad. They're thinking, ta-da! Look at this amazing present. And then what can we infer? What can we decide based on our past experiences and the evidence from this illustration about how Charlotte's feeling? Yeah, she doesn't really look so thrilled. Poor Charlotte. It wasn't quite what Charlotte had in mind, but she tried to remain positive. The Rock, after all, was a good listener. It was also quiet and easy to train. Stay. And it was hypoallergenic. Everybody say hypoallergenic. What do you think that might mean? Hypoallergenic means that it does not produce allergens. Ooh, that was pretty big itself, right? So let me say that hypoallergenic means that there's not much that's allergic to it. There are some types of dogs that are hypoallergenic. That means they don't really produce a lot of pet dander or pet hair, which is what a lot of people are allergic to when they're allergic to dogs. So she's basically saying nobody can really be allergic to a rock, which was good for Grandma Glennis, who was allergic to almost everything. But as with any pet, some things proved difficult. Walks were not fun. Who can infer why it is not fun to walk a pet rock? Oh man, that would be pretty tough to go up a hill. That's not even a rock. That looks like a boulder, which is a very big rock. Really not fun. So there she is on the other side of the hill. And look, it's going down so fast that there's a little squirrel down here and some birds that are trying to run away. I love the way the illustrator put figures in the windows and made them have expressions to show that this was something kind of scary as she's going down the hill. The rock's lack of appetite was annoying, so she keeps trying to feed the rock broccoli, and the rock is not having anything to do with it. And it was not much help in getting her out of trouble at school. "You said, 'What ate your homework?'" asked Charlotte's teacher. And look, she's pointing at the rock outside. That's silly. But soon Charlotte and the rock became best friends. They played games and pretended to be superheroes. They read comic books. They even went swimming. One day, a neighbor walking her dog asked, "What's your pet's name?" "Dennis," said Charlotte proudly. "We chose it together." So she is throwing down her pet rock, and then whichever name it lands on is the name that she's going to use. And look, the illustrator put a shadow on top of Dennis to show you that that's where it landed, and that's how they chose his name. Charlotte loved her pet so very much, but she couldn't help wishing that it would love her back. Charlotte patted her rock and let out a sigh. Oh. At bedtime that night, Charlotte kissed her rock goodnight and fell fast asleep. Dennis, however, couldn't sleep. Crack! He knew Charlotte needed a hug. Okay, I want everybody to make a prediction and tell me what you think Dennis actually is based on the text evidence and the illustrations and what you might already know about these figures that you see in the pictures. Write it down and pause the video. Okay, guys, great job. Great predictions. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next page, and we're going to see if our predictions were right. Now, remember, is it okay if your predictions are wrong? Absolutely, that's okay. Let's go ahead and flip the page. A big one. So he came and gave her a big hug. So what is Dennis? Dennis is a dinosaur. Raise your hand if you had chosen dinosaur in your notes. Okay. A dinosaur wasn't quite what Charlotte's parents had in mind, but they tried to remain positive. Look at Grandma over here knitting and smiling. After all, Dennis was a great listener, pretty good at hide and seek, and easy to train. Well, sort of. And there he is on top of Grandma while she's trying to knit. So I don't think that Mom and Dad knew that this was actually an egg, a dinosaur egg. I think they thought it was just a rock. And then this page is funny. So Charlotte's pet rock rules. Training starts on day 1. A rock needs a balanced diet and lots of fresh water. Keep your rock well groomed. Exercise your rock daily. Don't forget to introduce your rock to others. Reward good behavior with a favorite treat. And give it lots of love. Everyone can use a friend to lean on. I love this story. You guys did such a great job making predictions today using the book Charlotte and the Rock. I can't wait to read again with you guys next week.